After the timeline shift, something unexpected happens. The noise fades. There is no celebration, no dramatic breakthrough, no sudden clarity. Instead, there is quiet. For many people, this silence feels confusing. They expected relief. They expected excitement. But what arrives instead is stillness. This is not emptiness. It is decompression. When you leave an old timeline, your nervous system needs time to settle. You have been in survival for a long time, responding, adapting, reacting. The shift removes the pressure, and without pressure, the body finally exhales. This can feel unsettling. Silence exposes what noise used to cover. Many people mistake this quiet for something being wrong. They think they lost motivation. They think they lost direction. But what they lost was urgency. Urgency belonged to the old timeline. In the old life, movement was driven by fear, by proving, by fixing. In the new timeline, movement comes from alignment, and alignment does not rush. This is why the first phase after the shift feels slow. You are no longer being chased by life, and you are not chasing it either. There is a pause, a recalibration. The universe is not testing you here. It is allowing you to stabilize. This phase is necessary. Without it, the old patterns would follow you into the new timeline. So everything softens, your reactions, your impulses, your need to push. You may feel less driven, less urgent, less compelled to act. This does not mean you are regressing. It means your system is learning a new rhythm. A rhythm not based on fear, not based on pressure, not based on survival. This quiet is not the absence of life. It is the absence of noise. And for many people, this is the first time they have ever experienced it. After the timeline shift, many people experience a strange emptiness. Not sadness, not depression, just a sense of neutrality. This can feel unsettling. You are used to emotional intensity, high stress, high anticipation, high reaction. When that disappears, the nervous system does not immediately know how to respond, so the mind labels it as emptiness. But this emptiness is not lack, it is space. Space where old patterns no longer operate, but new ones have not fully formed yet. You are no longer motivated by fear, but you have not yet learned what truly moves you. This creates a gap. In this gap, many people panic. They think something is missing. They think they lost themselves. But what actually dissolved was the false urgency that once defined them. In the old timeline, emotion was loud. Everything felt intense. Intensity created meaning. In the new timeline, meaning is quieter. It does not announce itself. It does not rush. It waits to be recognized. This is why the new phase can feel dull. The nervous system is recalibrating. The mind is learning a new reference point. Calm feels unfamiliar. Stability feels empty. But this is not boredom. It is neutrality before clarity. Many people mistake this phase and try to recreate intensity. They return to old habits, old relationships, old emotional cycles, not because they want to go back, but because the unfamiliar feels unsafe. This is where patience matters. The emptiness is temporary, but only if it is respected. If you rush to fill it, you bring old patterns into the new timeline. If you allow it, something different begins to emerge. Not excitement, not chaos, but quiet direction, a subtle sense of what fits and what no longer does. This is how the new timeline introduces itself, not with fireworks, but with alignment. After the timeline shift, there is a kind of loss that surprises many people. It is not the loss of people, it is not the loss of stability, it is the loss of the old drive. You no longer feel pushed, you no longer feel pressured, you no longer feel the need to constantly improve or prove yourself. At first, this feels like something is wrong. You wonder where your ambition went. You question your discipline. You doubt your purpose. But what actually disappeared was motivation rooted in fear, fear of falling behind, fear of not being enough, fear of being left out. That fear fueled action in the old timeline. When the shift happens, that fuel is removed, and without it, movement slows. This can feel uncomfortable. You are used to striving, used to tension, used to inner pressure. Pressure once felt like progress. Now, without it, you feel lighter, but also unsure. This is the loss nobody prepares you for. You lose the urgency that once defined your identity. In the old timeline, you knew who you were by what you chased. When chasing stops, identity loosens. This can feel disorienting. You might ask yourself who you are now. If you are no longer trying to fix something, this is not a crisis. It is an opening. The universe is removing false motivation to make room for authentic direction. But authentic direction moves differently. It does not rush. It does not shout. It emerges quietly. This is why many people misinterpret this phase. They think they became passive. They think they lost their edge. In reality, they stopped being driven by survival. Another loss appears during this phase. The loss of emotional drama. Old highs and lows soften. Extreme reactions fade. Life feels flatter at first, but this flatness is actually balance. You are no longer swinging between extremes. For someone used to emotional intensity, balance can feel empty, but balance is where clarity grows. This phase also brings the loss of external validation. You no longer feel motivated by approval, likes, recognition. These things do not move you the way they once did. This can feel isolating, but it is also freeing. You are beginning to orient inward. Another unexpected loss is the loss of urgency around the future. You no longer obsess over what comes next. You no longer pressure yourself to figure everything out. Time feels wider. This does not mean you stopped caring. It means you stopped forcing outcomes. For many people, this is the hardest adjustment. They confuse urgency with purpose. When urgency leaves, they fear purpose left with it. But purpose in the new timeline is not driven by anxiety. It is driven by alignment. Alignment does not demand action immediately. It invites presence first. This loss phase is not meant to last forever. It exists to reset your relationship with action, to teach you how to move without fear, without pressure, without self-judgment. If you rush through this phase, you carry old patterns forward. If you allow it, a new kind of motivation begins to form, not louder, but steadier, not urgent, but clear. This is the motivation that belongs to the new timeline, and it only appears after the old one fully dissolves. After the timeline shift, many people question whether it truly happened. They look for signs. They look for confirmation. But the signs are not dramatic. They are subtle. One sign is that your reactions change. Things that once triggered you no longer pull the same emotional response. You still notice, but you do not spiral. Another sign is that you feel calmer in uncertainty. You do not need all the answers immediately. You can sit with not knowing. This is not indifference, it is trust. Another sign is that your boundaries become clearer. You say no without guilt. You step back without explanation, not because you are cold, but because you are aligned. Another sign is that your intuition feels quieter but stronger. It does not shout. It does not rush. It simply guides. You also notice a change in what you value. You care less about appearances, less about validation, and more about inner coherence. Another sign is that you no longer feel the need to escape your life. You are not chasing distractions. You are not constantly seeking stimulation, and stillness feels tolerable, sometimes even comforting. You may also notice that life feels simpler, fewer desires, fewer internal conflicts. This simplicity does not mean limitation. It means clarity. If these signs resonate, the shift was real, not because life became perfect, but because it became honest. After the timeline shift, many people feel an urge to move forward quickly. They want proof. They want progress. They want to know what comes next. But this phase is not asking you to run. It is asking you to arrive. Arrival is different from movement. Arrival means being fully present in the life you are now living, not the old one, not the imagined future one, but this one. The quiet phase after the shift is not a pause in your journey. It is the foundation of it. Without this phase, the new timeline would be built on old patterns. Rushing now would only recreate the past in a different setting. You are not meant to recreate urgency. You are meant to learn steadiness. This is where patience becomes power, not passive patience, but grounded patience, the kind that allows life to approach you instead of you chasing it. During this phase, your role is not to figure everything out. Your role is to listen. Listen to what feels natural. Listen to what drains you. Listen to what no longer asks for effort. The new timeline does not shout instructions. It whispers alignment. If you are still here, still listening, still present, that alone is evidence of growth. Many people leave this phase too early. They mistake stillness for stagnation, but stillness is where integration happens. Integration is what allows the shift to last. Without integration, People slip back into old timelines without realizing it. This phase teaches you how to live without pressure, without proving, without constant self-correction. It teaches you how to be, and being is the foundation of everything that comes next. Sooner or later, movement will return, but it will feel different, quieter, clearer, more intentional. You will move because something fits, not because something is missing. If you feel unsure right now, that does not mean you are lost. It means you are between definitions, and that is not a mistake. It is a necessary passage. You are not meant to rush this phase. You are meant to inhabit it. Trust that what is forming does not need pressure to arrive. It needs space, it needs presence, it needs honesty. And you are already providing all three. This is not the end of your journey. It is the moment your journey becomes real.